What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and this is going to be my breakdown and analysis of the Emblem Hero banner and also the Emblem Hero tier list and what you could expect out of FEH next month. So we have got Emblem Sigurd as a Lance Cavalier. A lot of people did think that he would be a Sword Cavalier, but 8 out of 10 emblems use swords, so I don't think all of them are going to be having swords, and they're going to be having the alternate weapons. So here, as you can see, he has got 5 movement and he has got amazing AoE special, which is basically like a growing special, but it's a low cooldown special and it has even more things built into it. So the AoE range is extremely good for damaging a lot of foes, and damaging a lot of foes is something you'll be needing to do. So he has got Holy War Spear as a 16-mined lance. This does have Canto 3 built in. That is fixed Canto 3, and he also gets -1 special cooldown, making Override into a 2 cooldown special, and at start of turn he gives himself the Gallop status. So Gallop is something that we saw on Emblem Sigurd and Engage, and here in FEH, Gallop status basically gives you +2 movement. This doesn't really stack up with the extra movement, but this does mean that it could be copied by Brave Crom if you run him with Emblem Sigurd, and if you are Tina or Nurgle, then you can definitely steal up this kind of Gallop status and give it to your allies. So definitely a really powerful status, and I think we're probably going to be seeing Stall Ploy 4 in the upcoming months. And then for his own combat, if he initiates combat or if he's within 2 spaces of an ally, then he can get extra stats depending on 5 plus number of foes in 3 rows and 3 columns centered on him times 3. So this could go up to max 14, and then he gets true damage based on 20% of his defense, including on his AoE specials, which is a bit rare. Usually we see the true damage not being added to the AoE specials, but because Sigurd comes with a preferred AoE special, he does get that true damage into it, and then he has got 50% damage reduction piercing passively, so this does help you pierce the damage reduction, and then finally he has got 7 HP healing. So the weapon is not really too insane even though it has got Gallop built in, but then he has got his insane special and Override. So this is going to be his exclusive special, which is not going to be inhittable, so it's an AoE special, and we have already seen the AoE range of it, and if the unit deals damage to 2 or more foes at the same time with the AoE special, then you're able to get Galeforce. So getting extra action while being a 5 movement cavalier with having this AoE special is incredibly powerful. Now of course he's not going to be able to ignore the traps and ether rates like Brave Felix, but still it makes him a really strong player phase nuke. And if that wasn't enough, he also gets 40% unpierceable beacon type of damage reduction out of the special. So it also helps him defensively, it gives him extra action and functions as a much better AoE special. So this is going to be making Emblem Sigurd into a really threatening unit. And then he has got Attack Defense XL, which could be replaced for some of the other options that we're going to be seeing. And he does have a new slot B skill in Momentum 4. So this is also a really strong skill, and this is not to the level of Lagu's Friend 4, but a little below that, and I hope that even infantry units are able to get this. So basically, if the unit or foe has moved to a different space before initiating, then you inflict -4 attack and defense debuff on the foe, you also get the guaranteed follow-up attack, and you deal true damage based on the number of spaces moved from start to end position by whoever initiated times 4, and this could go up to max 20, and this includes the AoE special. So Sigurd gets a lot of true damage added to his AoE special, and Momentum 4 is going to be another way of doing that, and this is going to be amazing skill for many of the AoE Cavaliers. Of course, they're not going to be having extraction like him, but still this can be an incredible skill, and I hope that Flyers can also get this. And if infantry units get this, then someone like OG Edelgard is going to be loving this. And it also gives you special jumping before you trigger your AoE special, or if you have a damaging special, then you also get the special jump. But the special jump is going to be dependent on the number of spaces from start to end position. So if it's 3 or more, then you get 2 special cooldown jump, and if it's not, then you get at least 1 special cooldown jump. So this is a really good way of pre-charging AoE specials, because it is harder on these cavalry and flying units to pre-charge their AoE specials with the pulses. With infantry units, you have got a lot of tools. Now we have got Time Pulse Echo as well. So getting this kind of special jumping before your AoE special is amazing, and Sigurd makes the best use out of it because he has got a 2 cooldown AoE Galeforce special, and then he also comes with Fatal Smoke 4, which definitely is not as strong anymore because of Breath of Life 4, but it is a nice skill, and Shadow Shift is basically going to be a much better slot to scale for him because he has got a lot of Canto, and his Emblem effect is something that a lot of people expected, extra movement and Canto, but it also boosts your special damage by the spaces moved by whoever initiated from start to end ×2. So this can give you even more damage output, and if you are a melee unit, then you get Canto 3 out of this. That is fixed Canto, which is extremely good, and if you're a ranged unit, then you get fixed Canto 2 out of it. So this is going to be amazing for so many of the armor units, and just in general in Arena for retreating, and in Ether Raids and Summoner Duels, Canto Control is going to be something that you're going to be facing. But even if you get Canto controlled as a melee unit, you're still going to be able to get Canto 1. And then it also gives you +1 movement, which is amazing for any kind of cavalry unit. And except for the ranged cavalry units, everyone is going to be able to get this. So you could have a 4 movement aided dragon, for example. And with a lot of modern cavaliers, this kind of emblem effect is going to be overlapping a bit with their Canto, but still, just for its +1 movement, I think this is going to be a really good emblem effect. So the infantry units have a couple of tools to get the +1 movement. There's Endless Tempest that we have got, and Brave Felix already comes with it. But if you want to get the Canto effect on your Brave Felix, then this emblem ring could be used. But I do think that Emblem Celica is a bit better on Brave Felix, so this does help a lot of the older cavalry units and flying units, and especially armor units for their mobility, especially in Arena. And if you're using Marnie, then yeah, this is going to be the best emblem ring for her. Definitely not Emblem Roy, which she already has built in. And there are definitely a couple of changes that he could do to his base kit. So Attack Defense XL does give you the flat damage reduction, but if you want to get the pre-combat damage, then Flared Sparrow could be run, or Flared Sturdy whenever it comes out. Fury 4 could be used in Ether Raid's offense if you're going to be using him as an initiator. But again, he's not going to be immune to the traps like Brave Felix, so you gotta watch out for that. And maybe HP stack on him. And whenever the Crystalline Water version comes out for Solid Ground, that is also going to be good for him because he has got an AoE special, so the visible attack is actually really helpful. And for slot B, it's really hard to beat Momentum as an insane scale for cavalry units. And Wings of Mercy is only an option if you're going to be using him as a Galeforce follow-up unit in Ether Raid's offense. So he could just come in, nuke something with his AoE special, and again nuke something with his extraction. So he is a really fantastic Ether Raid's offense unit. And for slot C, Shadow Shift is just better in my opinion because it allows you to get the reposition when you trigger your Canto. So it is going to be amazing, not just on him, but any kind of Cavalier or Flyer that makes use of Emblem Sigurd as a ring. And Defense Rest Smoke 3 could also be helpful for setting up the Pathfinder, but again, nothing really measures up to Shadow Shift and its utility. For the Sacred Seals, Squad Ace BT Sacred Seal is going to be nice for the visible attack and defense, and attack defense clash can also work out. And again, Double Fury is something you want to run for Ether Raid's offense, Galeforce initiations. If you're using him as a follow-up unit, then of course, attack defense clash is going to be a bit better, but he does have 41 HP, so even if you use him with 3 mythics, he's going to be hitting that 56 HP mark. So in 2 combats, he's going to be falling into the Wings of Mercy range. So that is always an option, but overall I think that Brave Felix is going to be a bit better AoE initiator because of his immunity to the traps, but Sigurd is no joke either. And he's going to be a really annoying unit to face in Summoner Duels and also in Ether Raid's offense, because if you don't have Canto control in something like Summoner Duels, then he could just hit you with the AoE special, damage your entire team, and then just run away. So you need to have that. And in Ether Raid's defense, a lot of people are going to be using him, and if you're not ready, then he's going to be killing like 2 of your units and completely damaging your team with the AoE special. So you have to watch out for that and have the Stone Train and stuff like Breath of Life 4 to be a bit resilient to the AoE specials. So Emblem Sigurd is an insane cavalry nuke with that 5 movement with that gallop, and he also has the AoE special that has got Galeforce built in, so he's the perfect unit for my playstyle. I'm really hoping I can get him, and his fodder is also really good because Momentum 4 is a busted slot B skill, especially if this is available to infantry units and flying units. I know, cavalry units are going to be having it, and he also has attack defense XL, which you could get at the same time. and his emblem ring, I wouldn't say is as good as him when it comes to the combat, but it's still one of the better emblem rings. And now let's talk about emblem heroes and the emblem ring. So when it comes to the unit strength in tier 1, I'm obviously going to be having Emblem Ike and Emblem Sigurd. Emblem Sigurd is going to be able to kill Emblem Ike with that AoE special. I have no doubt about that, even though we have got Breath of Life 4. It's just that Sigurd has so much true damage in his AoE special that it makes it really hard to survive. And Emblem Ike has got a lot of tools, but we've also got tools to face him. So he's not all that insane, but he's still really strong. And I would say that Emblem Celica has fallen off a bit because a lot of times, even though she can warp across the entire map, you can still have a Far Savior with Hardy Bearing, and any kind of tank with Hardy Bearing is going to be able to stop her in the tracks because she's going to be triggering her special and then she's going to be dying. She doesn't really have much of a bulk. Shield Fighter is also a reason that Emblem Celica is going to be having problems nuking a lot of Far Save tanks even if they don't have Hardy Bearing. And I do think that Emblem Sigurd does improve Emblem Celica quite a bit because now she can retreat after nuking something. So if you're using Emblem Celica yourself, then this is a really great retreat option. And Emblem Marth also does benefit out of Emblem Sigurd getting that +1 movement, and also Canto, which does help him as a nuke, but he's not all that insane compared to the other Emblem heroes. And combat wise, we just have so many player phase nukes. On this banner itself, we have got Emblem Sigurd, and then we have got Brave Felix, so Marth's nuking potential is good, but nowhere near at the top. Emblem Marth can also Vantage Sweep and Omni Tank, but again, it's not near the best compared to the units in that niche. And for the ring strength, the 3 best rings are definitely Emblem Celica, Sigurd, and Marth in that order. I still think that Emblem Celica is the most busted emblem ring with its warping, and we do have warp blocking, but still, the fact that it can spook you in something like Arena is just insane, and it just opens up infantry units to just so much nonsense, as you have seen with Emblem Ike and Brave Felix. So it's just absurd. Sigurd ring is, in my opinion, a bit lower than that. It is still really good, but Emblem Sigurd is a better unit than his ring, like I said. So it is still a good ring, and then Emblem Marth is always going to be giving you value with the -1 special cooldown. And now we have got Shield Fighter, so it also helps with that. In tier 2, I've got Emblem Ike, so he is useful for tanking with that unpierceable damage reduction, and now with the Time Pulse Echo, it does become a bit easier to run him with Gust as a special and Lagu's Friend on a lot of units. But the other 3 rings in tier 1 are just going to be giving you the universal value. Overall, this banner gives you absurd value for the blue color because you've got Emblem Celica and Emblem Sigurd color sharing, and if you didn't get Emblem Celica just like me, then this is gonna be a must summon banner for you. And there's also Lumera color sharing, and Lumera is not all that insane, but she does have good roll compression as a mythic in Light Season, who also gives you the Stone Train. And like I said, with Emblem Sigurd, you need to have some kind of countermeasure to the AoE special, so she can be helpful with that. Green is hard carried by Attune Micaiah, who is easily the top 10 unit in the game. She just does everything, the cleansing, the warping, the nuking, everything. So she is going to be a high value unit out of the green pool. Aether and Sather are also pretty nice Astro Mythics. There is Canto Curb for Sather, which does bring down her value by a bit, but still both of these are going to be solid Astro Mythics if you're trying to get the merges on them. Red does have another emblem hero in Emblem Marth, and like I said, Emblem Ring of his is pretty universally useful, so you also want to get him if you don't already have him. But the color share can definitely bring down the value because Legendary Hinoka is solid but not as insane as she used to be, and Legendary Yuri is just decent. He's not all that impressive. So unless you're trying to get the merges on these 2 units, getting Emblem Marth is going to be a bit hard. And Colorless has got the most lackluster pool. Fallen Veil is carrying it by far, so her follow-up Scowl is still really unique. But then we've got Gulvig and Legendary Guinevere, who are decent units. Legendary Guinevere could appear in the Holo forms next month, so if you're really trying to get her, you could try and wait, I guess. And Gulvig is not a premier Ether Raid's defense unit because she doesn't really get through with her pre-combat damage, and her bulk isn't really there to survive. The next month, we're going to be getting a new Halloween banner, and Ratatoskr and Rearm Lucina banner is going to be getting a Forging Bonds rerun. in early October. So if you're wanting to summon on that, then you can spark. And we're also going to be getting a double special heroes banner and probably a new attuned unit with the new heroes banner. And we should be getting a mythic unit next month, and it's looking like a green mythic unit. So for the double special heroes banner, you could expect something like this. So Chloe is definitely one of the better units, and she's going to be color sharing with Nabata Juno. Brattle Chirina is also going to be a high value unit, and Sylvain is probably going to be color sharing with her. Heather has just been delayed so much that I hope that she can finally get her run, and then Colorless is just going to be having the 4-star focus units. And for the mythic banner at the end of October, this is something you could expect. So we're going to be having Ford and Edward in the red pool, as there's only Embla. And green is going to be having Hathran's first run, and there's also going to be legendary male Korin. So I do think that a light mythic that is green is going to be happening, because light mythic, the last light mythic was Lumera, and we already have a dark mythic in Mythic Loki. Then we had got Hathran and Nectanir as the Astra and Anima unit, so I think light is probably going to be on the rotation, and it is going to be having a lot of value with Hathran. And Colorless is also going to be having Ectanir, an amazing unit, color sharing with Realm South. So I hope that this can help you plan your summons, and I want to thank all of my team members for their constant support. You can click the link on the screen right now to check out my breakdown of Marnie, our latest Grand Hero battle unit, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as +1 movement on range cavaliers with Emblem Sigurd. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.